that fundamentalists in most religions probably do not know the fundamentals of their own religions. And this probably is the root cause of many problems we see in the society today. And also for reminding us of our ancient tradition which says, the ancient belief which says that the society changes only when the individual changes, and each individual has to see what his actions are. Thank you. Our next speaker of this session is Dr. Shailesh Mehta.
So all the greatly evolved souls present over here and all the souls in the journey of great evolution, I bow to divine within you with the feeling of oneness. With this initial note, I'll like to take you to the little different approach of holistic science vision, how it can provide a common thread for one and all. And before I start my journey, I'd like to pray with the closed eyes for a moment. If you wish, you can close your eyes and join in these holistic projections. Let one and all human beings in every nook and corner of this world have peace, happiness, and harmony. Let the light of correct holistic understanding guide us all through our heart. Mother Nature, bless me such that I can be instrumental for true welfare of mankind. I believe that some simple measures like this, done 5 times in the morning, go a long way to send the vibrations to accomplish our cause. So, when we are talking of harmony, the first question which comes to my mind, and many speakers has been dealing with that do really these different religions, faiths or belief are altogether different? The answer is no. If we truly understand the basic truth or principles, there is always a common thread and nothing is really different except the different miles of a journey. So holistic inner science can provide that common thread through the correct understanding or the correct vision light. The message is very simple. If I'm doing something, I'm doing some experiment, and if I don't have the correct understanding of that experiment, no matter how hard I try, I'm not going to succeed. So the incorrect understanding, incorrect vision, or wrong beliefs lead to all the puzzles, differences, or unhappiness. And the answer has to be simple. The correct understanding, correct vision, or right beliefs would resolve all the puzzles, will lead to unity amongst all apparent diversity, or the ultimate happiness. And here I ask myself a question that leave aside the other religions for the time being. Am I understanding my life, my living, and whatever I am doing or following rightly? As a Jain, am I understanding Mahavir? As a Vaishnava, am I understanding Krishna? I am asking myself. So in a next step is, in a present era of science, there is a growing need for correct knowledge or the holistic science understanding. I have been moving across the world, and believe me, the younger generation, they are going to ask us why, how, what, when. So if I understand the things scientifically, I think the things become simple. Before I go to holistic science, let's have a look at some of the findings and researches of the contemporary or the modern science. The body-mind conscious connectivity. Even the World Health Organization has defined the health as physical, mental, social, and spiritual health as the total health. The positive and negative attitudes do have a role in cure or cause of my disease. Our beliefs do affect all the cells of the body, my entire life and everything. If I can change my beliefs, I can change the entire life. That means I can be master or co-creator of my life. Thoughts are real things and they affect the physical outcome. For the short of time, I am not mentioning the details of the scientists, but the references are there. And even in the field of medicine, because I am a medicine doctor, there are many institutes like American Institute of Holistic and Alternative Medicine who are dealing on the principles of body, mind, spirit medicine. So how does it all act? And if you see there is a wiring going from head to toe, and that is in medical language we term as nervous system. A word of appreciation or a word of criticism, hatred or love, revenge or forgiveness doesn't remain only here, it goes down all the body, affects everything of you. So this is the thing, stress. Tell me who is free of the stress today. There was a very interesting incident that the 5,000 or 7,000 cardiologists were gathered in Hyderabad, and the guest of honor was a spiritual person. She asked that as a cardiologist, you know what the stress causes? Yes, yes, we know hypertension, heart attacks and whatnot. So she said, how many of you are free of stresses? None of the hand was raised. So the stress due to incorrect understanding leads to release of various hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, affects the immune system and leads to diseases. On the other hand, why the yoga, meditation or mindful living has been accepted as almost universal? Because the science could prove that there are beneficial effects for one and all, irrespective of everything. So having said that, there are many researchers studying the aura body pictures, or one who are familiar as functional MRI pictures. And if you see, they are different when you are angry, when you have hatred, they are different when you are in a helping, loving or forgiving mode. So having said this background, let me take you to the holistic inner science. So holistic inner science is all inclusive, all comprehensive science dealing with my own life and living. It is science of I. Everybody knows I am, with my mind, speech, body, inner happenings and outer happenings along with the natural regulatory system. So obviously it deals with the relative self and real self. In the scriptural language it is said as Prakriti and Purush. In a scientific language we say as a conscious and matter. It deals with my inner self comprising of mind, intellect, reflective consciousness, ego and other things. There is art and science of communication or speech. It does give answers to some subtle mysteries of mankind like fate and free will, what is in my realm and what is not, what are the cause, effect or charge-discharge relations of the karmic bonds. And ultimately I want to know who am I, whatever word you use, self-realization, Atma Sakshatkar or whatever. So how can I do or know the attributes of my pure self? Dharma is the innate attributes of everything, my pure self being one of them. My Prakriti, mind also has its attributes, 5 senses also has its attributes, so that is how. So in short, it gives me the answers or visions for everything, right from the art and science of happy, harmonious daily living, leading to ultimate, absolute, pure knowledge. But is it that difficult? No. It is very easy, very practical and result giving. It does not ask for any external renunciation, no rituals, no traditions or hard penance. What is required is correct understanding light. And most important, it is complementary and supplementary to what one is following. Somebody may be following yoga, somebody may be traveling on the road of meditation, somebody may have some faith and somebody like me may be trying to understand by modern science. Whatever one is following, this light can be complementary and supplementary to attain our purpose or goal or a result. In a present time, it was revealed by His Holiness Dada Bhagwan. When I say Dada Bhagwan, it doesn't mean a person, I'll come to it later on, and it's being furthered by His Holiness Kanu Dadaji, but most importantly, it can be said to be science only when it is replicable and duplicable, means one and all can experience it. So what can be the aim or objective of what we have been discussing since yesterday, whatever is being taught or whatever I'm trying to learn or follow? In simple language, if I try to put it, happy, harmonious and meaningful inner living at all levels, as Swamiji right now said, starts with individual level and then it radiates to familial, social, national, global and ecological levels. Secondly, human living, living with human qualities. Gandhiji said there is a long journey between human being and being human. And if I have become human, then if I aspire more, I can aspire for the divine living or leading to divinity. I want to experience my inner freedom leading me to ultimate liberation. And as I already said, I want to search, realize and experience what is my true self and the secrets of my life, understanding that I can exercise my free will. Now, as Sarmani Chaitanya Pragnaji yesterday mentioned, if I connect it to religion now, religion has three basic elements, essence, basic truth or principles or fundamentals. As Swamiji said, unless I know the fundamentals, I'll be fundamentalist. There is second thing is code of conduct or way of journey, and the third may be rituals, mythology or symbolic stories. We'll focus on the first two. Now, everybody of us know that essence of world religions or world wisdom is do unto others what you like them to do to you. Don't do unto others what you don't like to receive. Everybody knows that. Or in other words, one should treat all the creatures in the world as one would like to be treated. The second important common aspect every religion is talking is obliging nature or loving kindness. Vivekananda said those who live for others really live. Lord Mahavir said yoga upiyogo paropkarai. Bible said it is blessed to give or share rather than to receive. But now here is the question for me, that why it doesn't become functional for me. Even if it is universal wisdom, even if it is universal preaching, my modern intellect tells me that I have enough of stuff for me. If I have spare time, if I have something spare, I'll do for others. Let us take care of myself first. So really, is it for others? And when I experienced this holistic science vision and experimented with myself, let me give you an example. 15 days of a small child in our family. And we decide that, okay, we will invite few children and distribute chocolates. Even before I do, I start feeling happy. I decide that, okay, I will help my patient. You decide that, okay, somebody is in a trouble. We will give some guidance, some help. Before you really do, don't you start feeling fulfillment within you? Don't you start feeling happy within you? So the one step ahead this science is taking us all is, whichever actions of my mind, speech and body which are going to others, which are going to make others happy, do make me happy first. Before obliging others, I am being obliged myself. Before helping others, I am being helped myself. And if I take the science of obligation further, no sooner I decide that my fulfillment starts, my inner energy levels become positive, my atoms and molecules become positive, my aura pictures, my functional MRI pictures will become positive, and it will attract positive from the nature. Once this is understood, it becomes simple that what should I be doing? On the other side, suppose I am here and somebody informs me that in your absence, your hospital staff was indisciplined, was not attending the clinic regularly. And my mind says, okay, let me go and I'll fire them and I will take them to task. They may be enjoying. What happens to me? There is a fire within me. So some friend says that, okay, some X and Y or Z friend of yours was telling something bad about you on your back. And if my mind starts revolving, okay, is he only a smart guy? I'll take him or her to task. Before taking another person to task, I am being taken to task. So the first simple fundamental is each action of mind, speech and body, before affecting others, do affect me positively or negatively. So choice is yours, what to select. So world is me only. This science taught me and made me experience that world is me only. So philosophically, the people were understanding that, okay, the nature of my real self and everybody's real self is same. But I learned that even in interconnected living, because I am being affected first, the world is me only, there is no other in the world. And as long as there is the word, the other, and I am doing for the other, some or other problems are going to remain. World is my own echo. Initially, I was realizing that if I say somebody, Rajni bhai, you are a nice person, the echo will come, Dr. Sahab, you are also a good person. 3 times I say you are a nice person, echo is not coming, I stop doing that. That's a human nature. I am helping always. There is no reciprocation, I stop doing that. But then I realized that even before I speak, you are a nice person, my face is smiling. Why? There is inner echo. There is inner effect. And vice versa, even before I criticize somebody, my face is frowned, there is inner effect. So if I understand these inner effects of each action, our own actions of mind, speech or body, do give us reward or penalty. God has not to do that. Neither the God is free to do that. So the first lesson I learned from this holistic science is learn to look within how everything is affecting me. The lessons about interconnected living, we have heard a lot about love, coherence, tolerance. I say that all these are the results. And the cause is, the correct thing is correct understanding always leads to correct results. So the human beings say that, okay, I'm loving him or her, but she doesn't love me, so why should I continue? No, the enlightened ones have a different belief, that if I start loving the people unconditionally without expectation, my heart will always remain full. It is in my benefit that I love the people, and this is how the universe is my family. Now, talking about the human religion or humanity, we have heard a lot, but there are two common properties which we are missing or we are getting corroded is sincerity and morality. Sincerity, if somebody tells me, okay, will you do this job for me? I should examine, am I sincere to him as good as am I doing for myself? Would I treat my patients equally sincerely as I would treat my family members, my mother or father? And when I am becoming insincere to others, believe me, I am not becoming insincere to them, I am becoming insincere to my own self. Morality, one has right to enjoy which is lawfully one's own and available naturally. If these two qualities are lost, and today we find that many people have attitudes of accepting unlawful things, unlawful wealth and unlawful sensual pleasures, and that is leading us to animal qualities. Dishonesty is the best foolishness. Gandhiji said honesty is the best policy, and many youngsters like me feel that that is not practical today, except Suresh Bhaiyaji, who may be feeling it is practical. But then this second part of the coin came, that the dishonesty is the best foolishness. How? And I researched that no sooner I am trying to fool somebody, not only that I am deceiving myself, but there is inner stress, inner clash. If the magnitude is high, my pulse rate will become high, my blood pressure will shoot up, and the lie detector machine will also know that he is bluffing. So dishonesty is the best foolishness. One who deceives is being deceived first. So coming to happy, harmonious daily living, I believe that unless I have harmony within me, unless I have harmony in the family, unless I have harmony at the workplace, the religious harmony may be a distant thing. So some few aphorisms, some simple visions, open the happiness shop, and you will never be in a shortage of happiness, which we already discussed. Obliging nature, avoid clashes. Why to avoid? I'm right. Why not to put forward my things? Yes, but no sooner I have a clash, I lose my inner harmony, my energy levels go down, my tension rises up, so I'm the first victim. So I have all the right to put forward my viewpoints, but no sooner I become insistent or adamant, the clashes start. So I should decide to resolve the situations amicably with equanimity, and the answer is everybody may be correct by his or her own viewpoint. Humanity is one which takes care of the viewpoints of the others. Adjust everywhere. In today's life, the major problem is we cannot adjust with different personalities. Ask your heart, is it very easy to adjust with the people at home also? Husband has a different personality, wife has different personality, parents and children is a big test, and grandchildren is still a bigger test. So go to a garden and learn. In a garden, each trees and plants are different, but none without a fruit or a flower. Do we ever go to the rose and ask for mango? Do we ever go to mango and ask for a rose? Or have we ever complained to the rose, why do you have a thorn? So similarly, all personalities are different. Find out what is their positive ability or virtues and make use of that, and never complain about the shortcomings. Win your own home. World need not be conquered. Winning is not by power, by heart. Husband and wife. I believe that the religion, understanding, whatever I say, which enables me to have a dispute-free life with my life partner, is the biggest religion for me. So husband and wife is the best religion, means they should live as the best friends. The two do come together, but they remain separate. As long as one eye is loving, sharing, caring and friendly with the other eye, it is a win-win situation. But when one eye tries to win over the other, the show starts. So live with the word as we and ours and not you and me. leave aside, this is the best religion. And yesterday somebody said, as a husband I have a religion, Pati Dharma. As a wife also I have a religion, Patni Dharma. Parents, children. And if I have the correct understanding in any given situation, I will be positive. I'll be gainer from within, not the loser. So harmony from within radiates at all levels. Now, after this much of discussions, I think everybody is well aware of what is in one's self-interest and what is not. Here I'm not talking about bank interest, I'm talking about interest in terms of happy, harmonious inner living. Are you all aware of self-interest, yes or no? Ready for test? Okay. So, do we find faults with the others and do we criticize whenever 2 or 3 people meet together? In the 3rd or 4th minute, if there is a tape record in my pocket, I'm criticizing somebody. Does that add to my happiness or does that deprive me? So, what is in my interest, to find faults and criticize or to find virtues and appreciate? Whether to hate or to love, whether to take revenge or to forgive, choice is yours. So, having said that, for all these things, I have to understand my life and living, and another important part is my relative inner self or antaskaran. I'm not going to go into details, I'm just mentioning the computer needs drivers, the car also needs drivers. Who is driving my life? And this is here that the inner self in the form of mind, reflective consciousness, intellect and ego, it is under the influence of my beliefs. The whole life is nothing but bundle of beliefs and effects arising thereof. I have the opinions and I am bound by my opinions, especially the negative ones, and the correct or incorrect understanding and ultimately who I am. And when we talk about who I am, how to find or realize or experience who I am? Should I Google? Should I go to Wikipedia? There will be thousands of pages of information, but the experience will not be there. So some simple understanding and my way how I could experience, I'll just share very briefly, separate my and I. How to separate it? With the holistic science understanding. I say my mind, my speech, my body, my house, my belongings. I say my feelings and my karma. Then who is I which is saying is my? And somebody rightly said that I am not feelings, I am not karma, chidananda swarupo ham chid. See, I is totally separate. In the portion of Maidi, it is ever-changing part, it has the beginning and end. So one who is knowing that this part is changing and temporary has to be permanent and non-changing. Once the Einstein was asked, sir, now what do you want to know? And that scientist came out with a beautiful answer that now I want to know the observer through which I have observed everything. So if I know the knower, I have known everything. So doer and knower has to be separate. None of the attributes, dharma, of pure self is there in the relative self or prakriti. Dharma of mind, speech and body is totally different from the pure self. And dharma of pure self or attributes are totally different from the prakriti. And how to experience it? It is not by words, but by conviction and experience of the bliss. And for me, how it happened, I was fortunate to meet the holistic scientist who had the thorough experience of self and non-self, and with his instrumental guidance and help and grace, I started my journey right at the age of 18 years in 1977. So for me, the simple answer in the present time is, if some grace is available of such a person who is totally free of doership and ownership ego, the journey can start. So summarizing, this holistic inner science leads us to a very simple, easy and scientific path in the form of universal projections like 2 hearty prayers. For short of time, I'm not going to detail this. If the time permits, I'll go to the details. Otherwise, there are printed hard copies. Whosoever are interested can get from us during the break time. 9 codes of conduct. And I will come to the point Suresh Bhaiyaji was yesterday mentioning, that understanding is one part and behavior is another part. How can we bridge that gap through the holistic inner science? So these 9 codes, I'm not going to go into detail, but one of the code is, give me the inner strength so that I will not hurt, not make anyone hurt, not encourage anyone hurting anyone's ego. And the second point is, give me the inner strength so I'll not hurt foundational belief or viewpoint of any religion. So similarly, these are 9 codes: prayer unto pure self and cleansing process. Coming to the last point, what can I change? Duryodhan smartly said to the Krishna, Janami dharmam nachame pravritti. I know what all I should be doing, but I cannot do it. And I know what I should not be doing, but I cannot do it. Is it not the somewhat the situation of all of us, what we are hearing? We know that we should be doing, but can we? So here is some deeper science, that can I change the seed, fruit, or should I change the seed? Can I change the effect, or do I need to change the cause? What's your answer? The thing which is not easily attainable is not scientific. The science says I need to change the cause or seed, I cannot change the effect or fruit. And here my present personality or present behavior is a pre-programmed thing. It's a fruit or a result or an effect based on my previous projections or beliefs. What I can change is my present understanding. Based on that, my present decisions and results will be changed, and putting into practice, behavior will result in the future. So holistic inner science doesn't ask you to change your behavior forcibly, but it changes the understanding with the mindful living or awareness, and the behavior will result. So circle and center also, Suresh Bhayaji mentioned yesterday that each radius feels that I'm different if we put religions, but one who is in a center can enlighten all the radius. So enlightened ones are in the center. They know and can throw the light on all religions which are correct. All religions are correct but not the same. Why? Because there are all classes from kindergarten to master's degree. All are correct for their respective students, not the same. And relative pluralism, none of the viewpoints should be heard. And in a summary, holistic science understanding or vision can show us the common thread, whether you name it as a religion, whether you name it as a science, it is all inclusive, all comprehensive. For one and all, it's complementary and supplementary. Yes, this is the last slide. And I owe this to holistic scientists. One is lovingly known as Dada Bhagwan, but one who is seen in the photograph is A.M. Patel, and one who was manifest within as the knowing and seeing light, which is in every one of us in the latent and potent form, is really the form of Dada Bhagwan. And second is Kanadaji. Thank you very much, and I apologize if I have overshot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mehta, for talking about what is often referred to as the bane of modern existence, stress. I'm sure all of us will benefit by your valuable